Hello and welcome to this new video on my channel Off to Office. In this video we are going to be talking about some advanced application of conditional formatting. The name suggests, by conditional formatting we mean Excel formats cells when some conditions laid down by us are found to be true. Now we already have some beautiful preset formats which we will run through quickly, and then we will learn to create a formula of our own to create beautiful patterns that you are able to see on the screen. So the first among the preset formatting is highlighting cell values, that is very commonly used for comparing two columns for unique or duplicate values. We have got here two lists and we need to find out the values that are duplicate or unique. So we will select it first and pressing Ctrl we can select the another one. Now we will go to the home tab, conditional formatting, highlight cell values. As you can see there are many options available here, greater than, less than, but I need to do right now duplicate values. By default set to duplicate. It is highlighting only the values that are duplicate. We can set it to unique as well, as you can see. So this was the first one. Now the next one, the top 5, like I'm removing the top bottom rules, top 10 or top 5, like I set it to top 5. Now the second is top 5 or top 10. Now the second is top bottom rules, like top 10, top 10% or something like that. So before we move ahead we can first clear the formatting, clear rules from selected cells, and then top bottom rules can be applied. Top 10 items, I'm setting it top 3 only. So top 3 has been highlighted. Now above average rule, it will find out the average of the given set of data, and then it will highlight all those values which are above average, like that's it. Now comes the data bar, conditional formatting. Like we will go to data bars and we can select anything and we can simply set the data bar here. I'm not manually editing anything. So the data bar for the value which is the largest is totally filled and others are proportionately filled. So you can see 456 is the maximum and accordingly 35 is highlighted like this. Now comes the color scale, and then I will choose conditional formatting, color scales, more rows. There are many options available here, 2 color cells scale or 3 color scale. I'm choosing 3 color scale, and then we are having a lot of options here, like maximum, minimum and the midpoint. I'm setting the red color for the minimum and green color for the maximum, and say yellow color for the midpoint. And midpoint, how is it finding the midpoint? It's saying right now by default is percentile. I can set a number like and say that my midpoint is going to be say 70, and then here minimum value is to find. It's saying lowest value. It will automatically find out the minimum value, but I can use formula as well. So I can find out this maximum or minimum with formula also, like min, and this is my range, and I'm closing it so you can see. So the color that I selected for the minimum was red, so minimum is 61, so it has been colored with red. The maximum is 99, it has been colored with green, and the mid value I assigned was 70. Now the other values will be colored proportionately. Now coming quickly to the icon set, and then I'm setting again icon set. You can have many options available here, like I can set, I want to say something, use this style like arrow style, which I like most. An arrow style when value is greater than equals to, so I can provide a range here by default by percent, so I don't want it that way. I will set a number here and say if the value is less than, and then when value is less than at 80 and greater than say 60, then this. So accordingly you will find the arrows have been assigned. I did not notice that I did not notice these values were so small, so I can edit it like manage rules. It's very easy to edit. So I am setting this time 400, 200 and like that. So you can see. Now we will see how we can manually feed formula to govern this formatting rules. Now before we move on, we must keep one thing in mind, that whatever formula we are going to feed in the formula tab, it will be copied to all the cells in the selected range. So like this is the range provided here. So if I am providing any formula, then this formula will first be feed to A2, then B2, then C2, and that is in all the cells in the selected range. Therefore, referencing of the active cell is of utmost importance. So we will understand that as we formulate conditional formatting of our own. I want to highlight entire row containing that data which contains Jammu and Kashmir, right? So what I will do, I will just check if Jammu and Kashmir equal to B3. It says false. What was my test? If G3 is equal to B3. Let me first copy this formula. We are going to feed this formula to the formula tab. And before that, or we have to select the data range first where we want to apply conditional formatting, and we will go to conditional formatting tab, the new rules, use a formula to determine and can paste. Now one thing I already told you, that you have to be particular about the referencing. This G3 will be an absolute referencing, there's no doubt about that. But B3, I'm at A3 and I'm checking if B3 is equal to G3. Okay, right? It will say no. It will return false because 1 is not equals to Jammu and Kashmir. But when the same formula is copied to the B3 column, this B3 will change to D3. Therefore, we will keep the referencing, the column part of this referencing to be absolute. Sorry. So now it's fine. Ordering Excel, that if this condition is found to be true, then format my cells like this, like fill it with yellow color and set my style as like it could be like this, and change the font to bold. Now you can see the entire row has been highlighted. Jammu and Kashmir here. Is there any Jammu Kashmir here also? Say I select Karnataka. Now interesting thing about conditional formatting is that you can create beautiful patterns as visible on the screen, and I will show you a few of them and leave it to you to explore. By the way, I would provide the formula to create all the patterns visible here, no worries. So let me start with this one. I want to highlight all the data which is present at the diagonals. Okay, fine. So how we can do that? We can very easily do that. So my rule will be row number of this data is 1 while the column number is 1. So if the row number and the column number are the same, then it has to format the cell. So this diagonal is covered. But when we come to this diagonal, the row number here is 1 while the column number is 10. So 1 plus 10, 11. Again, the row number here is 9 and the column number is 2. 9 plus 2, 11. So there are two conditions. If row number is equal to column number, then I need to highlight. And if row number plus column number sums up to 11, then also we need to highlight. So I'm setting the new rule, conditional formatting, new rule, So row number A1, right, equals column number A1. So this is my one condition. I need one more condition, either this or row number plus column number makes 11. In both the cases, sorry, I think I left something C here. Okay, if it sums up to be 11, then do this. So I can fill it with yellow color or red color, and style could be so see, and if you remove the data, it will look more prettier. So this was one condition. Here you can do one thing. Here it is row number 1 or 10, or column number 1 or 10. You have to set a condition, either row number is 1 or row number 10, or column number 1 or column number 10. So this could be your condition. So I can show you. This is row number 1, row number 10, column number 1, column number 10. So I will, row number is of L1 is what, 1. So I'm setting for row number, first condition is 1 and second condition is row number is 10. Either of the condition may be satisfied. 10. So I will set for row number L1 equals 1, or row number L1 equals 10, or column number L1 minus column number K, and this would be logged. I will further wrap it inside. So if this is equal to 1, check this logical test control. Yes, it is true, and I can copy it. So if that is the case, logic test for control Z. Okay, bye. If either of it is true, then highlight the cell. I'm copying it, and then set another conditional formatting here, new rules, and check if it works or not. I missed something, or sorry, I failed to mention here, it was 10 here, right? And now this is to be copied. I can, sorry, I need to just edit the formatting. That's it. Manage rules, and need to key in 10 there. One zero. That's it. So done. Now see this pattern. See, before moving to C, I can D pattern also. This is easier. This is based on this, whether this row number is odd or even. That's it. Or you can say whether the row number divided by 2 gives 0 or 1. It's based on this condition. That's it. you need to key in that formula or paste that formula inside the new formula tab box. But see this one, and you have a formula for this all these figures, so don't worry. So I'm showing you this one, this pattern. Alternate rows or alternate columns are found to be true. So alternate rows and alternate columns is what we require. So we can check with even or odd function for these rows. So first one I don't need, so I'm checking is even and row number, of course, and it says false. But when we drag it to the right, what happens? See, it says false, right? But I needed to pick this one also, so I will check the column as well. I will check for the column function also. So either this is true or the condition that we are saying that is true, but both the conditions should not be true together. So I am using XOR function. This is so this is now the second test is even, and this time column, and I will check for this, right? So when I drag it to the right, false true, and when it drag to the bottom, true true. So this is what we wanted. So I can copy this formula, Control C, new rule, formula, and Control V. That's it. I think it should work. You can add some more designs also, like this design. It works, right? It works, and if I delete it, it will look more it will look prettier. Similarly, you can do the same thing to this F pattern, and here you will use two patterns, is even, row number. I'm checking with this, what is it, false, so I don't want this one. So it's going well. So I will copy the same formula that I had copied here. This is one formula. So this is one pattern that is highlighting this, and I will again apply another pattern and the formula here, new rule, determine, and do nothing but just add not to it. So the places where it was initially true, now they will become false, which is what I want. And we can add a different setting like black, it will look beautiful. So see, so I have created many patterns here. You can refer to these formula, and you can also think of new patterns also on your own. So it's a fun drawing these figures with conditional formatting. Now the last important thing about conditional formatting is that you can even use array formula in the formula box. And at times, if Excel does not properly recognize this formula, like some of them require Control Shift Enter in some of previous Excel version, you can then define those formula or define a name to those formula and then paste the same in the formula box. I am using Microsoft 365, so I won't be required to press Control Shift Enter. So I am taking one example to show you how you can key in array formula there. Like my task here is to highlight the row which contains the top 3 values for the selected cities. So like we have California here, there are so many data for California, but I want to highlight the top 3. So how you can do that? since we want to find the top 3 values, so I will find the first of all the third largest value. So how you can find out? If this is equal to the one that has been given, if that is so, then filter these values. Okay, fine. Now that it is filtered, I will find the third largest, so I will wrap it inside large function and I will find the third one. So had it not been the MS365, I would have required Control Shift Enter here, but I am using MS365, so I can easily press enter, and this is returning me 56. So if I change this to New York, then it will accordingly return me the third largest value. My task is to check all those values which are either 45 or above 45. So that will give me two values, the first largest and the second largest. So the first test is going to be this one, obviously. If this is equal to this city, right, and along with this test, if this value is greater than or equal to this value, fn50, sorry, function keep f4. I forgot to say, I don't need to take a entire range here, simply check this. Okay, fine, and it says true, and if I drag it down, this is true, false. So the true values are what we actually need. This true here, true New York here. So these both conditions are getting satisfied by this formula. So I need to copy this formula. Control C, and now I'm going to apply conditional formatting to these three columns: home, new rules, and if that is so, I want it to highlight it, like I can add a pattern to this as well, like, and for the font I can change it to bold. That's it. And if I press OK, sorry, I just told you to be careful about the referencing. Now you can check the referencing, that it's something like, it must not be absolute, I think. So if you check that, edit rule, so B3 is equal to E4. E4 is to be absolute, there is no doubt about that, but this test is always to be performed irrespective of the fact where our conditional formatting cell is. So I need to assign this absolute, a dollar sign is to be applied here, and F4, is it okay? C3, I think C3 is also to be copied, so this is also to be given a dollar sign, and F4 will be fixed, obviously. Now see, it will work fine. So that's all in this video. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.